Howdy, and welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We have a special guest with us tonight, Little D. How you doing, brother? Sleeves, the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear, Outlaw.
Les Dilly.
Well, today we're talking about my team in the 12-team Keeper League,
Okay.
also known as Chalked as Torture. I did not have a first-round draft pick because I traded my first-round draft pick away last year for Adrian Peterson. Yeah, you heard that right. I traded away a first-round draft pick for Adrian Peterson.
I got Doug Martin out
straight
of it.
away for Adrian Peterson.
Doug Martin
And to who?
to Outlaw over
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but who
I
was
got
in the,
Doug Martin. I'm good.
but who was in the Super Bowl? This guy was in the
You
Super
were.
Bowl. Exactly. That's why you all need to listen to me.
Keep in mind one thing. I took over a 0-win team halfway through the season last year. I was building for the future.
Still not in the Super Bowl.
So
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. You said you were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't win it.
Why didn't you win?
Because the other team I was going up against was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I only lost by 7 points, but I still lost.
And you know why he was pretty damn good? Because he drafted 4 running backs in a row.
He did.
You did.
I didn't have that luxury last year. I picked number 3 overall last year, which was my first keeper,
Yeah.
who was Ray Rice. And last year that was a pretty good pick at number 3. Because it went Adrian Peterson, Arian Foster, McCoy was already hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
So this year, since I did not have a number 1 draft pick, Ray Rice ended up being my first draft pick, but that was in the
Right.
second round.
Okay.
I had 2 third-round draft picks because of trades I made, especially with this guy right here, which gave me Adrian Peterson as my first third-round draft pick, and then my actual first pick this year came in the 3rd round, which was David Wilson.
Okay.
In the 4th round, I got Marcus Colston. 5th round, I got Tom Brady because the asshole next to me got Matt Stafford.
You took Stafford.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
that was
Continue,
you?
sir.
That's right.
That's my next pick, Mike Wallace. Not real proud about drafting Mike Wallace, but again, in a 12-team keeper league in the end of the 5th round, I like Mike Wallace there.
Okay.
Especially because in the 6th round, I got Deshaun Jackson. 7th round, I got the ultimate sleeper, Giovanni Bernard. 8th round, Anquan Bolden was there, so I picked him up. 9th round, I got Michael Floyd. I did not have a 10th round pick because of trades I've already made previously, but I got Big Ben. The reason I got Big Ben was because when Tom Brady has a bye week, Ben Roethlisberger plays Buffalo. Number 12, I got Pierre Thomas, because why not take another running back? And my last 2 picks in the 13th and 14th round was Dan Bailey and the Miami Dolphins. So, Little D, what do you like out of my team?
I don't think we can talk about fantasy football and not talk about Adrian Peterson.
You're right.
That's true.
I mean, looking at every single preseason fantasy rankings, Adrian Peterson was at the top of the list.
yeah.
Every single list.
2,000 yards rushing.
He will be the number 1 pick in pretty much every single.
He should be the number
He
1
should
pick.
be.
Even if he doesn't
Especially
get
now.
Even if he doesn't get 2,000 yards again, 1,500, is that a disappointment?
No, it's
You know,
not. But
honestly-
he should do better.
Honestly, I don't know if
No, he's gonna
Superhuman
have the
quite
touchdowns.
describes him.
It
I know.
does.
It's
I don't know if it quite describes him. Did
Yeah,
you see how well he
probably
bounced
what he
back
did
from
last
that
year.
torn ACL?
Yeah, he is pretty much superhuman. He is above what anybody can ever expect out of anybody.
I mean, him and Jamal Charles both bounced back from ACLs in the same year,
It's a good one, too.
and they both just performed phenomenally. Peterson put up bigger numbers.
He did.
He had a bit better team to work with, but still, you can't argue with any of it.
Now, to me, my biggest disappointment was drafting Marcus Colston in the 4th round. But in my defense, my computer logged out during that draft pick. But thank God I had my draft queue up. But I still got Colston.
So does this go back to the?
Wait, if I
metrics
remember
stuff?
right, though,
It does make-
as
it
your
does.
computer crapped out, you're saying, "Oh God, please draft Colson for me, please draft Colson for me."
Because
And that's
who
what
was
you're
left?
saying.
Because who was left?
I don't know. I wasn't looking
Pretty
at
sure-
your draft board.
Can't.
No,
I had
Newton
my
was
draft
gone.
board.
Newton was gone. I had my entire draft board was
Okay.
Colston, Brady, and Mike Wallace at the time. And of those 3, I did not want to take a quarterback at that point, especially because there was no quarterback
So-
needed between round 4 and round 5.
And where'd you take Brady?
5 because you took Stafford. Stafford was supposed to be my round 5 pick. It wasn't supposed to be Brady.
Can we talk about this Brady situation?
Oh,
We
no,
need to
okay.
talk about that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
pissed
we did.
about the Brady situation, although I'm
pissed?
not pissed about the Brady.
I'm pissed.
Okay, I don't know if y'all out there can see this, but my dear friend Sleeves here is wearing a Miami Dolphins shirt, yet he
No offense.
drafts Tom Brady.
Dolphin banner.
Because you can't draft with your heart. You got to draft with your head. I don't care who's the wide receivers for Tom Brady. It doesn't matter.
No, he still
Especially
performs.
for the first 10 weeks, he plays nobody. Nobody. Nobody's going to give Tom Brady a hassle for the first 10 weeks.
There are just certain ways you can't go. If you feel strongly enough, I just can't see. I can't justify.
Here's what's going to happen.
I can.
Tom Brady's going to start off the year on fire. People are going to get all crazy about Tom Brady and letting him slide that far.
Here we go.
That's when I trade Tom Brady. I'm going to trade Tom Brady away. I'm going to get me another quarterback that has a great last half of the season schedule, and get me another player as well.
Is this why they call you the fantasy
That
optimist?
is why they call me the fantasy
He
optimist.
turns
We'll see how that works
lead
for you.
into gold.
Last year I had Greg Jennings and Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson sucked last year. I traded both of them away I turned them into Julio Jones and Adrian Peterson.
That's impressive.
Very.
That is for this year, Jackson.
Outlaw, who do you like on my team that we haven't mentioned or don't like on my team?
Well, I really have no issue with the Tom Brady pick. I just think that,
Early for a quarterback.
well, not really, considering being in a keeper league, and you picked him up in 5, correct?
I picked him up
Okay.
at 5, and the other people that drafted in 5 before my other 5th round pick needed a quarterback.
Realistically, though, when you're looking at a keeper league like that and look at what was kept, your first round, basically, your early picks in round 1 essentially equate to your middle second round picks.
Or 3rd round.
Or third round picks. So you can take that Tom Brady picked up in the 5th round and equate that to a 6th round pickup.
Or
If you can pick up Tom Brady in the 6th or 7th round, phenomenal pickup. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. He's going to put up numbers. He's going to have a lot of touchdown passes. The only problem is he's a Patriot. But from a fantasy standpoint, you can't worry about
Can't draft.
hating the team, because if it was all about that, he wouldn't have C.J. Spiller. You wouldn't have picked up Tom Brady.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
You can't worry about that. If you worry about that, you lose.
Right.
You do.
And that's the thing. You can't ignore players just because you don't like the team.
Nope.
You can't ignore the player just because you hate the player. For instance, there's a lot of people out there that don't like. There's a lot of women out there that don't like Ben Roethlisberger. But bottom line is, he's still a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
Granted, this year he doesn't have the weapons of wide receiver that he's had in the past, but still, he's still a good quarterback. He can scramble around. He can avoid the sack, and even so, even if two defensive linemen come in at him, it takes both of them and solid hits to take him down.
Exactly.
Because he's so strong, he can still get the ball out.
And on top of that, the reason why I drafted him, again, I drafted him in the 11th round. So in a keeper league, that's like the 13th round or late 12th round.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good place to get him to begin with. And secondly, I drafted him there because, like I said, on Tom Brady's bye week, he's playing Buffalo.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to start a quarterback against Buffalo this year?
Right. It's just like,
So that's true.
if you need a backup quarterback to fill in for your bye week, if
And
you can pick
Roethlisberger's
up,
there?
I don't care who it is, if you can pick up whoever's playing against Oakland, pick him up.
Or Buffalo.
Or
Jets.
Buffalo.
I'd take Matt Flynn there if he was playing Buffalo.
Yeah, except for
Geno
Matt
Smith
Flynn. Yeah, except
there.
for Matt Flynn's not going to be starting.
I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter, though.
Whoever's playing quarterback that week against those teams, that's who you take.
Right.
What week is Tom Brady's bye? How late in the season?
10.
Is it? Week 10.
I plan on trading Brady away before that.
That's pretty late in the season. So if you're planning on starting Big Ben, week 10, is he still going to be good? Is he going to be healthy? I know he has some.
Well, no, but you're going
concussion
to
issues,
have an
so-
absolutely good idea of how he's going to be. If he's injured, then you've already dropped him.
So if Big Ben gets hurt and Brady still hasn't reached his bye week, but Brady's performing, that's just another reason for me to trade away Brady for somebody who already had their bye week. Let's say I get somebody that had their bye week 5 or week 6, and I trade Brady away at the end of that week, in between that bye week and the next week. So I get that quarterback for the rest of the year, and I'm good. Whether it be Andy Luck, Matt Stafford, asshole, Aaron Rodgers, RG3, anybody that's going to be healthy for the rest of the year, it's a valuable trade to make at that point. Plus, on top of the quarterback I'm going to get, I'm also going to get another player with.
Or again, like I said before, I know, but if Roethlisberger starts off hot, 1, 2, 3, trade him for
Yeah, you
somebody.
can maybe even trade him away.
Get him away, and maybe even pick up somebody that.
Trade him,
unless or not,
you
don't
could
got-
even trade away. You could trade him away for a running back too, or a wide receiver
Yeah.
too.
Or
And
why
then-
can't I trade him away for underperforming Carson Palmer,
You could.
who I see
Oh, yeah.
at the latter half of his schedule is a very weak schedule for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I could trade him away for that and another wide receiver number 2
Yeah.
or a running back number
Absolutely
2.
no doubt about that. It's all everything is on the table right now. It's just, the season hasn't even started. We don't know how anyone's going to perform. We can look at scouts. We can guess at how everyone's going to perform.
That's the
But
thing.
you don't know until you see. We're basing how we think everyone's going to perform against the defenses last year,
Right.
against last year's defenses.
Week 1, to me, like I said before, total crapshoot. You have no idea what the hell's going to happen.
Nope.
It's definitely a good point to bring up, even for a fantasy newbie.
Yep, that's true. But overall, I really like my team. In my division, I think they're the best team. I think they're the second best team overall. But that's going to change as the year goes on.
Right.
Right.
But overall,
Everybody. I mean,
Well, yeah, because
when you draft, if you don't think your team's the best team, then get the hell up out of here.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
well then
you're
Sleeves
done.
needs to get the hell up out of here because he doesn't think his team's the best. He already said he thinks his team's the second best.
It's the best in my division, though, which is
Right.
enough to get me to the championship game.
Correct.
And that's all I need to worry about because week 16 doesn't really matter. It just
Well,
comes down to that week.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true.
So, I really like my team, and that is the
It's a
Chalk
strong
Test
team.
That's the Chalk Test Torture.
Yeah.